Hey y'all, it's Jake, or Butt Punch Bova, or whatever you want to call me. Today we are taking a look at the Grasslands DLC in Planet Zoo. Most importantly, the 4 different butterflies. Actually, 5 different butterflies. We have so many butterfly species in this, and we're doing a butterfly house based on the classical style that we have here in the main game. And most importantly, we're basing this build off of a Imperial butterfly house in Vienna. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of this place. It's like Schmetterlinghaus. I'm not even going to get it right. It's going to be in the description, so don't worry about that. So what are we putting in this house? We're putting 5 different kinds of butterfly species in this big walkthrough habitat. Now, the walkthrough habitat was something that we got for free around the Twilight Pack era. And with the Twilight Pack, we got, the Egyptian flying fruit bat. And this time around, we got the 5 different butterfly species. The 5 different kinds are the Monarch, the Menelaus blue Morpho, the European Peacock, the Cloudless Sulphur, and the old World Swallowtail. And I gotta say, these things are beautifully animated. There's a very unique thing that goes on in this. So when your guests enter the park and they go into the walkthrough exhibits, actually they can interact with the animals. Now, this was something that they could also do in the Bat House, but the difference here is that they can actually interact with the butterflies. In the Bat House, they were just a cower. Maybe they would, cover their heads, duck a little bit, try to make sure that the bats don't fly into them, right? They're such large animals. But, with the butterfly, they're such a small animal that they can actually interact with the butterflies. So if you put one up in your zoo, you'll often see your guests holding out their fingers or holding out their hands as butterflies will land on them. And personally, my favorite one is the Monarch butterfly, but that's also because they're the butterfly that I find in my backyard. So maybe I have a bit of an affinity for them. But I've got to say, these butterflies look fantastic. I think they're a perfect build for the walkthrough exhibit that we all got here. Now, I would love for them to release maybe one animal for free for the walkthrough exhibit. Now that we have 2 different kinds of animals, which I know there's 5 different species of butterfly, but I'm going to count all the butterflies as one big species, right? Because in reality, we have the flying fox. Actually, that would be a really fun one, but it's a flying Egyptian fruit bat. It's not a flying fox. We have the butterflies in that. So what I'm doing for them is a bit of a conservatory style indoor garden that's based on this Imperial garden Vienna. So we're using the big classic and themes from the base game, the concrete and the limestone, a lot of those concrete and limestone pieces, and then we're grabbing the aquatic rocks and we're going to raise them up high so that we have kind of like a multi-level effect, because this is a very asymmetrical building, right? We have the glass on one end and a limestone wall on the other, so when guests walk through, they have the sun beaming in and the butterflies can run around their enclosure and the plants can get their sun. We can make chloroform chlorophyll, right? But this is kind of what the inside of most conservatories look like. I have a conservatory in my home city. Many of your home cities also have them, so I would absolutely go ahead and take a look at those indoor gardens and get some inspiration for these builds, because I think it's a fantastic thing to have, especially up front with the rest of the entryways. If you have your restrooms and your restaurants, your guest gift shops, maybe this is a very easy first introductory animal. Now, I say introductory animal because the introductory animal is one of the few animals that you want to bring up front, because it's the low priority, low star rating. It is a good way to welcome the guest into the park without having too many people crowd up front, spend all their time and money there, and then move along, right? So we wouldn't want to place this in the far back because people aren't going to go out of their way to go to the butterfly house. Not really. I mean, you and I might do this in a real zoo, but the guests kind of work on a star rating and an appeal rating. So not only will they go to your your walkthrough exhibit once you place it in, because it's the brand new thing, but they're going to want to see the most exciting animals. So my most exciting animal in this zoo, the Franklin County Metro Park and Zoo, is still the lion, right? The lion that's in the center of the park. People are visiting the lion more often than anything else because it still has the biggest star rating, right? Now you might find gold, silver, and bronze butterflies, but you're probably not going to get it to be the star rating of your best lion, right? Your best African lion. So perhaps you place this up front, so it's a good way for your guests to enter the park, get accustomed, and get acquainted with the animals. Now this was a lot of fun here. So I'm building this structure based on this butterfly house in Vienna, and there's these great big statues on top of the building that were kind of Roman style, Greek style heroes from old. And instead, I went and grabbed all of the DLC statues and the award statues we got and kind of made a facade of Egyptian heroes that I think you guys are really gonna like. And with that, I'm gonna let you guys just kind of watch, just kind of hang out. I really don't have a whole lot to speak to this one. There wasn't a whole lot of tricks that we did with this. Is very much a by the numbers build for me. So if you guys have been familiar with any of my other previous builds, you will see a lot of familiar elements. You'll see the metal beams, you'll see the plaster pieces, you'll see some of the same kind of architecture techniques that I used in a lot of my builds here. So I'm just gonna like check back in on you when we go to the live section, see if you guys need like a soda or a little snack. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you when it's done. Okay, so we're here in the live build, and as you see, I definitely redid the roof. I think the glass work is a lot better than the copper, the aged copper. And as we can see here, I did some more foliage work. I figured foliage work wasn't one of those things that we all needed to see because I was doing hours of trees. We did a bit of a gardening work here in front. We have these beautiful butterfly statues that move that the pack came with. This is part of the Grasslands pack, so I thought this was fantastic to bring out front, kind of giving the guests a hint as to what they're going to see on the inside of this. As we enter here, we get to see a bit of the statue work up top. We get to enter into the building here. The left-hand side here, we have the giant forest scorpion. Back there is where our peacocks and our ice cream shop is. So we come back in, we're going to take a look inside. Love this. I love using the effects. The mist is fantastic. As we see, we got some butterflies in here. Are they going to come out and play with us? They must all be asleep. Oh, there they are. You can zoom in there. Beautiful. Look at them all there. I love that. That's fantastic. I think it looks great. I'm really pleased with what we did here. Honestly. And here on the other side, we have the big giant tarantula. Love that. Huge, big salmon tarantula in here. I want to do a bit more on the inside of this, but, you know, until then, we have a great look on the back end. You know, just a quick little observational area and a backdoor entrance in case people guests didn't want to walk through the butterflies to get to the other insects. But let's just sit here and just kind of like hang in our spots. We have butterflies as they do their whole thing. Really pretty. And here's an overhead view of the conservatory. It's definitely one of the oldest buildings in the zoo. At least it has that old classic style to it. And I think that really works for it, you know? It definitely shows that this zoo had evolved and changed over time. And I really like that about it. Taking a look here at the gutter work pieces we did. And I think gutter work was okay to do here. This is more irrigation piping to keep the water off of the glass. At least pooling up around the corners of the glass. And here's a look at the back with all the statue work that we did. Really pretty. I really love what we did with the roof here. Much better than closing it off. It definitely gives a lot of natural light. But there we go. That is the Butterfly Conservatory from the new Grasslands DLC. I think Frontier did a great job, and I'm really excited to get into the next animal from this DLC group. We'll have to see what we come up with, and I'm not going to give any hints, but it's definitely going to jump at you with its beautiful fur and its amazing grassland abilities. Alright, so anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, give me a like, give me a follow, do what you can there in the comments, let me know what you think, and as always, be good.